I think we all realize at this point that Cardano is a global endeavor to create a new economic system that provides a more equal playing field for all the people of the world. Today, we're going to focus on that progress toward Cardano becoming a global powerhouse and engine for a better world economy. Ready? Let's go. I think Charles, IOHK, and the CF have been very clear that they can't do this alone and that a lot of different parties in the ecosystem are going to have to be involved in this whole global endeavor. So today we're going to be talking not just about Cardano institutionally or IOHK or the CF, but also about certain projects. I just want to make it clear that we're only going to be talking about the fundamental activities of those projects. I don't know anything about any tokens that may be related to these projects, so don't take this as advice related to anyone transacting in those tokens. We're just talking about the fundamental activities of these projects. I think a lot of people were pretty stunned after the Cardano summit when they finally digested the ramifications of Cardano partnering with Dish Network, who has all those customers, and Boost Mobile, who has 8 million and change in mobile customers, and the potential for deploying something like a DApp store for Cardano dApps on over 8 million handsets in North America. But that's just North America. Then today we wake up and we see this post from Meld and also from at IMD Taylor, head of marketing at Cardano Foundation. And we see that Meld has partnered with Tingo, who has more than 9 million active mobile subscribers in Nigeria, according to Meld. They say this will mean that Meld will be on the Tingo users' phones in 2022, bringing our services to millions of people. So they're saying Meld, in one form or another, will be on the phones of 9 million people in Nigeria. This is a really big deal. Here it is, guys. Here's the list of the biggest countries in the world by population. There's Nigeria at number 7. Look at that. It's almost as big as Brazil. It's bigger than Russia, Mexico, Japan, Ethiopia, the Philippines, Turkey, Germany, France, the UK, Thailand, South Korea. This is not a small country. This is a very, very big country. The largest city, Lagos, is number 18 on the UN list of largest cities. And we can quibble about how you define an urban area versus a metropolitan area versus a city proper. But in the UN list, it's larger than Rio. It's larger than Los Angeles. It's larger than Moscow. It's larger than Paris, Bogota, Bangkok, Seoul, London, Tehran, Chicago. This is a gigantic city. The Nigerian economy by nominal GDP is the 27th biggest in the world. It's bigger than Austria. It's bigger than Norway, bigger than Argentina, Egypt, Denmark, Singapore, Hong Kong, bigger than Portugal, Romania, Colombia, Greece. This is a really, really big economy. This was just announced today, and we don't really know the details of this deal so far, this partnership. Meld described itself as having been partnered off with Tingo. They say that this will mean Meld will be on the Tingo users' phones in 2022, and that there are 9 million active mobile subscribers to Tingo in Nigeria. We don't know the level of this deal. We don't know if this is just a memorandum of understanding between the two, if this is a 100-page partnership outlining exactly what's going to happen. We don't know any of those facts. We don't know what form Meld being on the Tingo users' phones takes. There are a lot of unknowns here, and there are also some additional details that make it even more confusing as to exactly what's going to happen. Like this, for instance, we also saw this post from Meld today. It says Meld together with Tingo are partnering with at UTribe1 to create a gold-backed stablecoin that's backed by artisanal, sustainably sourced gold mining in Africa and South America. And they go on to say that will have some very interesting and unique staking opportunities. So we've seen gold-backed stablecoins. We've seen people talk about this in crypto before. There's all kinds of stablecoins, and there have certainly been projects that seem to be focused on gold-backed stablecoins before. I have no idea how you verify whether or not gold mining in Africa and South America is artisanal or sustainable. I don't know what the unique staking opportunities related to this would be, or any of the ramifications. This is all super interesting. I have no idea how this all plays out. But regardless of how this all plays out, once we learn more about it, I think the important thing is that we've got an individual project in the ecosystem, an actor in the Cardano ecosystem, who's saying, "Hey, it's looking like we're going to have a presence on 9 million phones in the biggest economy in Africa." Going back to our world map here, we're starting to see a theme emerge. Cardano has managed to strike a deal, which looks like it could lead to some kind of a presence on, what was it, 8.8 million mobile phones in the biggest economy in North America. Now it looks like an individual project has struck a deal to possibly end up on 9 million phones in the biggest economy on the African continent. How much longer before Cardano, as an institutional entity or an individual project, strikes a similar deal in Brazil, in Mexico, in Asia, in Europe? I mean, we've already got two continents with these large 8 and 9 million phone subscriber bases. How much longer until we cover the whole globe? And I mean, when you see if telecom carriers in other parts of Africa see this deal and they notice that the users like it, how much longer until this spreads to other countries in Africa? How much longer until competitors of Boost Mobile in North America say, "Hey, these guys, it looks like these guys will partner with us and we can have blockchain on our phones. We can advertise, blockchain compatibility to our customers." I mean, I think we all, if you're involved in Cardano, you probably think that the whole blockchain movement is just going to get bigger and bigger. Crypto is going to get bigger and bigger. Cardano's the one that already has these deals in place. Cardano is already figuring out how to most optimally make that work with Boost Mobile. I'm sure Meld is going to try to figure out, at least based on their Twitter posts. I don't know anything about Meld or what they're doing, but based on their Twitter posts, it sounds like, I'm sure they're going to try to make the most of that deal with the carrier over here. I mean, how much longer until the competitors are like, "Man, these guys will work with us," and all of a sudden we get to advertise that our phones are blockchain compatible? That sounds good. I mean, we don't know. To be very, very clear, we don't know what's going to happen with this Meld deal in Nigeria. It could be that it's completely blown out of proportion and the end results we see aren't anything like what some people might be expecting. We don't know. But I think the important thing is that Cardano has already begun the work on two different continents. I mean, I think we all know that big things are going to come out of this Boost Mobile partnership. I mean, if that Cardano Dapp store ends up on the Boost Mobile phones, 8.8 million of them, or whatever that number is in North America, pretty big things are probably going to come out of that. I think the important thing, though, is Cardano's already begun this work. They're already ahead. I don't know any other blockchain projects that could claim to be this far along on mainstream mobile integration. I feel like this is just going to spread everywhere. And sure, other blockchains are going to get in on the party. They're going to jump on this train as well. And they're going to be frothing at the mouth to make their own mobile partnerships. But sort of like always for the last couple of years, Cardano is just a little bit ahead of everybody else. There's other stuff in the works that we don't even know about yet. We've only had smart contracts for a couple weeks. Can you imagine what this is going to look like a year from now? Here's an interview with Andrew Soper of World Mobile. And in the interview, he sort of gets asked what things are going to look like going forward, something like that. And the important part is he lays out that World Mobile actually has a 3-layer strategy. And he mentions that layer 3 is a secret they haven't revealed yet. They haven't talked about it externally. but he did say it's very disruptive to the whole telco business model. This is pretty interesting. He said there will be some kind of a mission and vision document released soon, but he said this layer three strategy. And when I say layer three, he's saying there are three layers of strategy, not that they're building some kind of a layer three on the blockchain. He just said that they have like three tiers to their strategy. He said layer three is very disruptive to the whole telco business model. This is super interesting. When you think about the fact that World Mobile already has sort of boots on the ground in sub-Saharan Africa, and the way they're thinking so far forward using the Cardano ecosystem to make their whole sharing economy work. You can imagine all the different ways in which this could instantly branch out. I think it's gonna be really interesting to hear what they've got planned on their side for Africa as well. But I think we're just going to get more and more of these interesting disruptive ideas. We've got Cardano on 9 million handsets in North America. We've got Meld saying they're going to be on, or 8.8 in North America. We've got Meld saying they're going to be on 9 million handsets in Nigeria. We've got World Mobile, who's bringing people into the internet age at the same time as exposing them to the Cardano ecosystem. And they've got some other plan that they're saying is very disruptive to the whole telco business model. We might be so far ahead. Sure, any blockchain could strike a deal and suddenly onboard some huge number of customers through mobile or otherwise. But we're starting to build up this lead, and it's going to be really hard for other blockchains to catch up with us in terms of global reach. One quick final note. So we try not to stray too far into the world of macroeconomics and economics generally, but we do like to take a quick peek at things that could potentially be disruptive to us here in crypto. So Fortune ran this article. The article is called "A Supply Shock is About to Hit the Housing Market. The question is how big?" So as of September 30th, which is today as I record, yesterday as many of you will be listening to this, the mortgage forbearance program is going to start ending. And the number of people involved in the mortgage forbearance program in the US is pretty large. If all of those people suddenly were no longer in the mortgage forbearance program and they threw their houses on the market, it would be a gigantic number that would increase the inventory in the US in a huge way that would probably create a gigantic supply shock. The thing to keep in mind is that not all of them are going to be phased out of the mortgage forbearance program at the same time. It's going to be little bits. The biggest chunk is today. Today's the last day for a large chunk of them. And then next month, it's another chunk that's smaller. And then the next month, it's another one that's smaller until it gets to be a pretty small number. But they're phased out over the course of months. And the other thing to keep in mind is we also don't know what percentage of them will actually put their houses on the market. Right? Some percentage will. We don't know if it's 25%, which is one threshold that Zillow ran some numbers on, if it's 50%, which is another threshold they ran some numbers on. And those two have some very different ramifications. If it's only 25%, very different magnitude than if it's 50% or something like that, something higher. The answer is nobody really knows, but I like to bring up these kinds of economic trends when they have at least the potential, even if it's remote. I like to bring up some of these things just so that everybody on this channel knows that these are things on the table, things in play. Hopefully it doesn't have any kind of negative impact, even if something big does happen here that's unexpected. Hopefully no negative impacts on crypto as always. But in any case, I will talk to you soon.